getting a job and keeping a job. Kat Greenleaf talked with the ethics guy, Bruce Weinstein, at Businessweek.com.
We are joined by Dr. Bruce Weinstein, the ethics guy at Businessweek.com. Dr. Bruce, tell us about your recent article.
You know, there are lots of jobs out there, it turns out, but the question is, can you get the job that you really want? What does it take to ace the job interview? I've written a column called The Art of the Successful Interview that poses 5 simple steps.
Okay, well, first of all, how difficult is it to even get the job interview these days?
Well, it's always difficult to get a job interview, but the problem is too many people blow it when they get to the interview because they do too many things that are just flat out wrong.
Okay, well, you've boiled it down, so let's start on the first one, focusing on what you bring to the company.
That's right. Really, the job interview is to find out what you can do for other people, not what the company can do for you. And I can't tell you how many times I've offered jobs to people only to hear them say, well, this job would be great for me because it would fit with my schedule and it's flexible. And, you know, the purpose of a job is to be of service to other people.
Right, so don't be selfish.
Exactly.
Okay, now...
Well, not just don't be selfish. Focus on what you can do for other people. Focus on how you can benefit other people.
Ask not what your company can do for you.
Hey, very
well. That. All right. And be honest. Now, that seems like it would be simple, but maybe not.
Well, outside of sex and dating, very few of us are good liars, let's face it. So if you lie about your resume, if you fudge details, if you misrepresent yourself, the truth will come out, you'll look bad, and it will hurt you in the long run. But the main thing to do, the right thing, is simply because it's the right thing to do.
Okay, be honest. I mean, that's an easy one.
That's right.
Okay, and next, when in doubt, don't. What does that mean?
That's right. You know, ethics has to do not just with how we treat other people, but how we treat ourselves. And if you're ever unsure about what you're going to say might be taken, you should refrain from saying something that might make you look foolish or naive.
Okay, well, that brings us to your next point, which is don't badmouth your previous employer.
That's
Why?
Right. It's very tempting to say, oh, my last boss was a jerk when you're asked, why did you leave your last job? But let's face it, these communities are very small and tightly knit, and your current employer or your prospective employer may know your last employer. So it just makes you look petty and foolish, and you may actually blow the job interview by badmouthing your last employer. Plus, let's face it, it's just not a nice thing to do.
No, it is not a nice thing to do, and as we were speaking about ethics, we want to be nice and honest, of course. And then finally, you write, look within. What does that mean?
This may be the most important rule of all, because let's face it, the job search begins with asking ourselves, what do I really want out of a job? What do I really want my life to be about? And you can save yourself a lot of hassle and a lot of agita, and you can save the employer a lot of hassle and agita by deciding first whether you even want that job to begin with. So really begin by asking yourself, what do you really want out of life?
Now, in this job market, is it less important what you want and more important to just get a job, or do you still have to get a job that's right for you?
Well, both things are important. You have to do what's right for you, but at the same time, you have to make sure that what you want to do will be of service to others. And when you can find those two that work together, it's the ideal job. Why shouldn't you get the job that you really want? Why shouldn't you pursue your dream?
No, I absolutely agree. And finally, for people who are in companies right now who may be scared of losing their jobs in 6 months or a year just because of the way everything's going, what's your advice to them?
Start looking today, right? Today, as soon as this program is over, hop on the internet, start looking in the newspaper, call people you know. It's never too early to prepare. Hope for the best, prepare for the worst.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Dr. Bruce. Always great to see you.
You too.